Yeah. Yeah. Oh man. Wednesday evening, Kimberly Brown and Miss Freddie inside the Little Hut podcast. Yeah, Brown, 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 that darn Brown on Cleveland. And as always, welcome inside the Little Hut podcast, where sometimes it gets awfully hot. I mean, hot as hell sometimes. Man, Freddie, you was gone last week, last Friday. Man, I went in.
Mm.
I think I got 1.2K views on that video. It was epic, banner, totally off the chain. I just ripped, and woo, man.
I can imagine.
I guess I
Mhm.
showed my mm. But
Uh-oh.
yeah, but anyway, let me do this right quick. Hey, listen, I know your daughter just got married. Congratulations to her. And I hope that you told her husband, your new son in law, don't bring her back. Do not bring her back.
Yeah. She in good hands and now I'm happy. I told him. I said, you can't give her back, but she in good hands, so all is good. All is good.
Okay, well, listen. If the new mother-in-law and the new father-in-law want to buy them a single home commercial property or even a duplex, I don't know. Or maybe you guys want to build a house, behind your mansion. You can always call Aletha Johnson, okay, at Dream Team Realty. Freddie, copy down her number. It's 216-375-3681. So tell your daughter you got her. Dream house and back up your house so they can come over your house, do the laundry, cook, clean, and you can watch them bad grandkids. Proud of Cleveland. Also, listen, if you want to get your son-in-law a brand new T-shirt, maybe they need husband and wife matching shirts, because saying they just got married. You can call my girl Angie Marie in Maple Heights. She's close, close, close. I tell you what, I will buy you a wedding gift, and it'll say, "I just got rid of my daughter." How about that, right? Angie Marie can hook you up with a T-shirt, hoodies, jackets, tumblers, cups, mugs, team uniforms, and it's the new newlyweds team uniform. They shaking their pom poms right now. They just better be shaking their pom poms and nothing else. But you can call Angie Marie at 216-395-7335. That's Angie Marie. But Freddie, welcome, welcome, welcome inside the Little Hood podcast. Your daughter got married. Tell us what happened. Yeah. Did anybody say they object? Proud on Cleveland.
Definitely not. That would have been like a with Cedric the Entertainer. Like,
Yeah.
I hope, no, I wish would. No, not at all. It
Oh,
was it was it went off
okay.
without little hiccups, but nothing that would have threw the union off. It was a beautiful ceremony, a beautiful
Okay.
day. It's the weather is summer. We only get 90 days, so let's
Good.
enjoy it. But it was a great weekend, a busy weekend. I can digest, and it's Wednesday, it's hump day. I'm good.
Okay.
I'm
Well,
I'm
good. Once
excited
again.
to be back in the hut, see what's going on. See you here. You been
Oh,
going off, huh?
well, sometimes people got to get punched in the head because I make it very clear. If you talk about me in private, then I'm going to talk about you in public because I think it's only the right thing to do. It's fair. But none of that tonight because I will resume with that on Friday as I go into Richmond Heights and talk about that damn Mayor Kim Thomas. But that's not tonight. That's not
Mhm.
tonight. That's not tonight. That is actually on Friday, right? Because her grandson came at me. Girl, if y'all don't stop this nonsense, Brown can't handle that. And all people are saying now, Brown, don't do it. Don't do it, Brown. I got to go after the 12-year-old grandson, Brown on Cleveland. Listen, but tonight, in this episode of Brown on Cleveland, we are putting a candidate to the test. Not a candidate, but many, many candidates. And Freddie, I want to talk about the top 5 issues that most candidates will put on their platform. So let's get started. Top 5, let's talk about it. Maybe we will shake our pom poms, or maybe not. So I'm going to roll the dice. Every time I get, and we're not talking about like candidates. We're talking about the ones who are running for a city council seat. And it doesn't matter what city. It seems to me that the platforms are always the same. My opinion, Brown or Cleveland.
So,
So,
yeah.
all right.
Well,
So let's go with
yeah.
number one.
Okay.
Here's the first thing you'll see on somebody's campaign placard. They're always talking about number one, affordable housing. Freddie,
I'm I'm listening. I'm
is
here. I'm
this
here.
is this a realistic goal to have on your placard?
Um, affordable housing. It's it's a realistic goal. It is a realistic goal, but I definitely don't think it should be kind of the leading issue of your platform because most people already know we want affordable housing. So that's a given. So, I mean, it can be within what you're trying to do, but realistically, when you tell people you want to create more affordable housing, first how, and then educate the people because you alone ain't gonna bring no affordable housing nowhere. No, no, I don't care what, you alone ain't gonna do it. So if it's 7 people in your house and y'all gotta all and the majority gotta agree, then that means 4 people gotta go that way every time with you. Same way in the city council. You knew you coming in, you talking about I want to do affordable housing. They were like, nope.
But
No,
but
no, we was like, come on, it's
but
not that easy. So
Freddie, but here's my thing about affordable housing. Here's the part that gets me with this. I think in some aspects it's a pipe dream. And I'm going to check the chat messages because I want to hear what people have to say. And the reason why I say this is because who actually determines what is affordable? So unless you put a number, a figure on affordable, it's like you're chasing a pipe dream, right? You can say you want a Mercedes. You can say you're going to buy a Mercedes. But at the end of the day, what is the medium cost for that Mercedes? So until you come up with a medium cost and you do a cross comparison analysis of what the city of Cleveland or Shaker, Warrensville, whatever the case may be, what they have to offer, can you really say affordable housing, Brown on Cleveland? I'm just saying. I just think that that's one of those platform placards that people put in place because they really don't have anything to say. Brown on Cleveland. I'm just saying. And I'm checking my chat messages, checking my chats. And if people have something to say, they can definitely let us know. But I don't think that that's realistic. I just don't. Brown on Cleveland.
I mean, it's just as realistic as a living wage. What is that? So, like you just
I
as
have no idea.
realistic as that. Like you say, it's a pipe dream. So the whole thing of a living wage is a pipe. You can't live off of 7.25 or $8 an hour, $10 in this day and age. So
Right.
what is your stand? What you're saying like in regards to affordable? What's affordable to me might not be affordable to you, and vice
Correct.
versa. So my affordable may not be yours, and yours ain't mine, and that is just within the whole society. So, yeah, what is affordable? And then I'm again come back and couple it with what is a living wage. So,
Okay.
how do you balance what's affordable and then tell people that $7 or $8 an hour is enough for you to live off of.
Yeah.
So
So here again, I don't know if that's a good measure or a good uh, stump to actually put this on your placard to label this as one of your platform devices that you will tackle. Because I've seen this year after year after year after year. And it seems like everybody puts this on their placard and nobody really has a definite idea on how to get this done. Anyway, that's number one. The
all right.
second one you always see, Freddie, is they're always talking about safety, safety, safety. Well, the last time I checked, and I'm not being negative, but the city of Cleveland is looking like the city of Chicago. I mean, we have so many killings daily. We have people getting assaulted daily. Crime is skyrocketing, and I don't know why people say crime is decreasing. We all know that people can fudge numbers, and we know that people report what they want to report. So I'm not buying into that concept. But when people say safety, and when I get serious with them, I say, well, how are you going to, improve the conditions where your city or the ward that you're running for becomes safe? Brown on Cleveland.
Yeah,
Is it a
safety.
pipe dream?
Another pipe dream.
I'm saying, is it? I don't know. I don't know.
Hey,
Is it a pipe dream?
um,
Brown on Cleveland.
the safety part is definitely, it's in like it's in the forefront every day of whatever's going on in the communities in which we live in.
Hmm.
And this a multi-layered problem. And when I'm looking for a candidate that can actually state in real
Okay.
time that this is a multi-level and generational problem that we are facing in our community, and the first conversations for that needs to be had to the community that is having experiencing the most trauma within this, like, is when do we hold ourselves accountable? Because at the
Hmm.
end of the day, there is nobody coming into our communities doing this. That this is an in-house problem. The problem is from within. And when are we going to look at ourselves and figure out what do we need to do? I mean, again, it's a lot of generational trauma, and it's a lot of environmental and educational and all these types of racism factors and negligence that's layered into it. But at the same time, where's our accountability? Because we talk about this safety issue and everybody like, it ain't my kid. It is somebody fucking kid, because it's all within our community. So everybody,
Right.
it ain't mine. Is Yeah, it is. It's somebody's kid. And y'all scared, and we're scared of each other. Again, we ain't gotta, they not, that's why they don't worry about us, because we do enough damage within ourselves. And then we get mad because, and again, and I'm not for the billboards, but we get mad when we see these billboards and say people disrespect our community. But can we have the conversation about how we disrespect it when I can see people open their car door and throw the whole to go bag out and just keep driving? Like, where they do that at?
You know what? And you brought that up, and I know what you're talking about, the billboard. Here's what got me all ruffled and in a personal pickle is when I saw that I got offended because I remember several months ago on Miles where someone wrote in big bold black letters the N word, the N word, and people just drove by. They drove by like nothing was wrong. And the Black Women Commission of Cuyahoga County, we got upset about it and we got that thing down. But nobody was talking about that. And you're right about it, saying how we disrespect our own community. But then you have an investor come in, right, who's getting rid of houses. Some houses are crack houses. So I didn't really understand really what the issue was. I mean, because we do have crack houses in our neighborhood, but you do have investors who come in to help us clean up our neighborhood. So my thing is, don't attack him. Just say that you want the wording changed, right? The wording changed, because I don't see you picking up trash and I don't see you investing. But what I do see you do is complaining. Brown on Cleveland. Yes, I said it. So did. I'm shaking my pom poms. I'm shaking my own damn pom poms for that.
Yeah, give yourself an applause.
Well, it's you're a hater, but I'm just
like I
saying.
said, I'm
I'm
not
just
for
saying.
the billboards. Like that ain't even
Just
like
saying.
I said. We got so many bigger issues, and if you mad
We
about
do.
that, then be mad about the rest of the shit. Be mad about the rest of the
Absolutely.
shit. Like be
You
mad
know,
about all of this. Like it's
like
crazy.
yesterday, Freddie, yesterday I went to a community and I went over there to help somebody do some stuff. And we went over there and did a cleanup. I thought we was going to do this cleanup for about an hour or two. We were over there for like 3.5 hours with 6 bags of trash. We cut the bushes, we cut the trees, we took the weeds off the sidewalk, off the placure. I mean, it really looks like a whole different city now. So what I'm saying is, you guys are worried about this billboard. Hell, I'm worried about the filth and the trash, because if you understood the broken window theory, it starts with the trash. Understand the root cause. If people think that you don't care about the neighborhoods because of the way it looked, then you're partly to blame for that. Clean it up, and I guarantee you, crime will decrease. Brown on Cleveland, and I'm going to do it again. Show enough, show enough, show enough. And Freddie is a hater. All right. The third one that you always see on people's campaign literature is youth services. People will say all day long, the kids have nothing to do. I disagree. You say what, Brown or Cleveland?
The kids have nothing to do. I hear that a lot. I absolutely. We need more
Mm-hmm.
programs. We need the kids need something to do. Um, they need something to do, and but you sitting in the house. It's something to do if you actually choose to do something with them. Like it's like get creative with your kids. It is something to do, especially if you ain't doing nothing else but sitting there. It is something to do, but that's just a little sad.
But Freddie, here's the thing though. Why do you have to go find something to do? Let me tell you something. In my household, my mom would make us wash the walls. We had to vacuum the floor, right? We had to pick up trash on the outside. There's always something to do.
There is.
And you don't always have to spend money. So I totally disagree with that. But what I hate hearing is this: they need programs after programs after programs. We have rec centers. Here's the issue that I have: when they develop these rec centers, watch this. They have a bunch of old people like myself, almost 100 years old, sitting at a table talking about what the young people need. I'm asking, well, where are the young people? Our young people, they love music. They love music. They love tech. Why are we still doing arts and crafts? Why are we still doing the blocks and four corners? Why? Just because you got a basketball court, everybody don't like basketball. Everybody don't like football. Everybody don't want to shake their pom poms and be a cheerleader. So it's the grown folks who are stuck in a box, not the young folk. The young folks are doing stuff, and because we don't like what they do on a positive level, we come up with all this other nonsense. But when I see these tables and I see a bunch of old people, y'all don't need to be at the table talking about what young people want. You need to have young people at the table talking about what they want and what's going to keep them out of trouble and keep them focused. This is what we need to do, Brown or Cleveland. I'm just saying. But to see this always on people's literature, and then you know me, how I am. So, what type of youth services are you talking about? Then they go this. Well, jobs. Well, let me say this. There are a lot of jobs out here. A lot. It may not be something that you want, but they're out here. And a lot of times when people are talking about jobs, the reason why they can't maintain a job, Freddie, is because they have no discipline. They don't get up. They don't. Or if they go to work, they want to come in late and do what they want to do. They want to be on their phones all day. And even Tyler Perry just talked about this on how he had to fire his aunt. Now here you got Tyler Perry, who's what is he? A billionaire, almost a trillionaire. I have no idea, but he fired his auntie, blood relative. You want to know why? He said because she couldn't make it to work on time. Still, no discipline. And what he taught her was this: just because I'm a billionaire and just because you're my auntie, that doesn't mean I have to tolerate your disrespect on the job. Brown on Cleveland, I'm just saying, I'm tired of seeing this on people placards. They got to be a little bit more creative and they got to be able to think outside the box. You say what, Brown on Cleveland?
I definitely think you have to meet the youth where they're at. And again, that is a multi-layered
Mm-hmm.
situation because the foundation of it still starts in the home.
Mm-hmm.
The foundation of it still starts in the home. And by some unfortunate way, by 10, we are losing them. By 10, we're losing them. From the time this child has entered the world, and by 10, they on a whole messed up different trajectory. So what do
Yes.
we do to break that school to prison pipeline? What do we do to disrupt that? Because again, we waiting on somebody else to figure it out without
Mm-hmm.
us figuring this out for ourselves. Because again, this is an in-house and a problem from within. So when you talk about the youth, it's like there has to be a continuum from when they get when they're born to when they're 5 to when they're 10, so that by the time they hit that 10 to 15, you're not scared of them. Because if you don't engage and figure out what it is, because again, you got the issue that everybody and they mama and grandmama and sister, cousin, baby, sister got a gun. So like that don't make me feel safe at all. That all
No.
these babies out here, everybody got a gun. Everybody
Everybody got
got
a
a
gun.
gun.
Everybody has a gun.
And just like, and then okay, so the fact that the guns are so easily, like that's
Accessible.
legislation so accessible that
Yes.
we don't connect it to how the guns getting in here, because we don't make them. We all of this is like, it's such a layered issue, but at the same time it's something we can control if we figure out how to catch them babies young, and how to have a different pipeline, that they're not going from here to prison, you
Mm-hmm.
know, that their life is already determined by the time they in third grade. Like, what are
You
we
know what?
doing?
You know what has always got me was this. Remember, you were in kindergarten, first, second, third grade, and the teacher would say, "Okay, Kimmy, what do you want to be when you grow up?" I would say, "President." Everybody would clap. Kimmy, first grade. What do you want to do when you grow up? I want to be a lawyer. Everybody would clap. Second grade. Kimberly, what do you want to do when you grow up? I want to be a judge. Everybody clap. Third grade. Kimberly, what do you want to do when you grow up? I want to be an astronaut. Everybody clap. Now let's go to the fourth grade. Kimberly, what do you want to be when you grow up? President. Oh, you can't be president. Be realistic. Oh, okay. Wow. See, because I was just told in kindergarten I could be president. First grade, I could be an attorney. Second grade, I can be a judge. Third grade, I can be an astronaut. But now, fourth grade, I can't be anything. I got to be realistic. And realistic is based upon how you define me as a black girl going into my teens, going to be a young adult, and then a woman. Shame on America, shame on educators, shame on politicians, and damn show shame on the parents. Brown of Cleveland, I'm just saying.
Yeah, that that box, that
Yes.
box that they want to keep us in, and that a lot of people scared to step out of. To this day, they scared to step outside the box.
I think that, when our young people, when they get to that certain age, after being, uplifted, and people being able to tell them, what they can do and they're unstoppable. Then they get to that point where now it becomes like a beat down. From here on out, everybody is criticizing you. They're talking negative about you. You begin to feel the period of racism and colorism. People become so mean. And then we sit back as adults and we ask, what's wrong? How come things are not realistic? Well, they're only realistic in the eyes of the beholder, but people allow this to have a negative impact on their offsprings, their seeds. And that is a serious issue that goes on every day. So we know that the growth of an individual begins in the home, but we also know the external factors are what will actually shape their minds and their processes in the event they don't have a strong figure at the house to refute all this negative behavior and negative attention that people have to endure. But it's just a damn shame. But youth services, you always see that, and you always hear people talk about the jobs. People don't have discipline. I just wish that when I pick up these cards, I would actually see something that's very realistic, because if they ever came inside the little hut for an interview, any council person, I don't think they would be able to handle the questions that I would pose, because we have to get away from just giving people verbiage on paper. People are now beginning to, or if not, they need to start asking for action steps. Like, how are you going to get this done? The other thing that people talks about, and this is number 5, they always say, well, economic development. I guarantee you this, Freddie, if people were to ask these candidates, what exactly do they mean with that? I guarantee you 90% of them don't know. Brown on Cleveland, your thoughts?
Yeah. So economic development.
They don't
So
have any idea.
yeah. So again, it's like, it's like certain things. They're like buzzwords. They're like those words that,
Absolutely.
like, it's like some words that you can use within a sentence that make you seem like you know what you're talking about, but you really don't know what
In
you're
other
talking about,
words, they're trying to appear intelligent.
or that they're capable of bringing about economic development.
In other
When,
words, they're trying to appear as though they're intelligent. You're saying.
but they, um, so so they know that the average
Joe
voter
and Jane?
don't know
No,
that. They don't
no.
know that, or and they choose not to know that. It's just like those buzz. It's the buzzwords. It's like a feel good word. Like, I'm gonna help bring about. And again, to me, in this day and age, for an elected official to come out of the box and come out of the box the right way. I don't mean come out of the box like what we got going on now. I mean come out of the box the right way and say, this is what I do want to do. But I know, because I want to be, and for me, I want you to educate me at the same time you're telling me why I should be participating in this process we call it democracy. So if you're telling me you want to bring about these buzzwords of economic development, of youth, and all of this, then I need you to give me your 5 point. And it ain't got to be, I don't need a thesis at that moment. I need you to just say, on youth, I know that we have to start and make sure that there are things that are in place for kids for early childhood. Because what are we pouring into these kids? So what we're getting back, you're having these kids, we're pouring into these kids what? And then we're not watering the seeds that have been planted. So now we got weeds. And it's like we have to, I need somebody to come and have that kind of conversation, because again, you have these beautiful babies, and then by 5, you're already kind of neglecting them. They're on their own. They're trying to figure out how to hustle. They're selling water on the corner at dangerous intersections. And by 10, they're getting more and more hardened because something ain't being done right at home. There's nothing in place in the community, but it takes all approach effort. Is not an either or, it's an and this, and we need to do that. And I would presume we can chew bubble gum and walk and talk at the same time.
No,
But
no,
oh my
no,
God, we might
no,
not, but I'm just saying.
no, no. What I'm realizing is a lot of people, and this is no put down or anything like that. So nobody, please don't take it this way. It just seems to me that when I talk to some candidates and I look at their postcard with their platform, It seems to me that they're applying to be a social worker, not a legislator. The council person is a legislator first. If you want to apply for a social work position, this is not the position that you need to apply for. And I'm gonna bring out this point. We're gonna wrap this thing up. Everything on here on their placard talks about affordable housing, safety, youth services, jobs, and economic development, which simply means, you just want to build a stronger and more prosperous community, a thriving community with a thriving tax base. That's all it is, right? And you do that through education. You can do that through job development, whatever the case may be. But nowhere on the placard do you ever see what type of legislation they want to amend or implement. Point I'm making to people who are running for office, and I know I have a lot of people who listen to the Little Hut podcast. Make sure that when you're out there, make sure that your platform fits the job that you are applying for. I saw a platform the other day, and the young man talked about his career as a football coach. His entire placard was about football. And I said, well, damn, is he applying for a Little League football player, coach, coordinator? There's nowhere in the world that anybody should take him serious when he does not know, and it's obvious that he does not know. He's clueless about city government. Nothing. But people are shaking their pom poms because his entire placard is about football. Listen, y'all, he wants to be a legislator. He wants to be able to make rules and amend laws in your city. He wants to be able to, help balance the budget and look at the finances of the city. But everything on his placard talks about football. I said, ain't this something? And some of y'all got the nerves to shake the pom poms, shake the pom poms. I'm gonna take their damn pom poms from them because they don't deserve to have Brown on Cleveland pom poms. What y'all doing? And it goes back to what you said, Freddie. The average voter, the average citizen, does not even know what these positions entail. So we got a lot of work to do. A lot of work to do. A lot of work to do. I'm being serious now. So those are the top 5 that I keep seeing over and over again. Nothing on their cards ever talks about their finances. And when I say finances, their experience with finances. It doesn't say anything about, you want to help the city grow and, establish, a thriving tax base. You don't say anything that really matters to a city. You're telling me about affordable housing that really you cannot control. You're telling me about safety, really you cannot control. You're telling me about youth services, go become a social worker, look at some programs. You're talking about jobs. You go on Indeed, you got 5 million jobs there. People got to be disciplined. So you're not looking at the root cause. You talk about economic development because it's a buzzword and you really don't know what it means. Brown on Cleveland, shaking my pom-poms. I'm tired of looking at these postcards and people don't know what they're talking about. And again, it's not shade to anybody. It's just the fact that if you're going to come out here and talk, know what you're talking about and make some sense. Brown on Cleveland, adding my 2 cents to nonsense. Woo, and it's Wednesday night. Let's close. Let's get up out of here. Yeah.
All right. So, that was deep though. That was deep. I appreciate those words. And people, don't be afraid to come outside the box. It's okay out here. We living outside the box and it's all right. So until next time, live, love, laugh, and try to make a difference along the way. We're out.
Well, not really, because
Not
I'm
really?
still here shaking my pom poms. I'm shaking my pom poms, shaking my pom poms. Listen, be sure to join me on Friday. I'm solo. I have the second round of endorsements, and I'm going to tell you why we are endorsing certain candidates. I'm not going to tell you why we're not endorsing the ones we don't, but the ones we are is because they got something going for them that their opponent definitely don't. All right. Don't get mad at me if you don't get endorsed. Just do better, and maybe next time you'll get it in the 3rd or 4th round. But in the meantime, in between time, you know what I say? Woo! If you talk about me in private, I will definitely talk about you in public. And Freddie, now they like this. Don't do it, Brown. Don't do it. But damn it, Y'all know I do it, and I do it very well. But listen, if you need me, call me. It all depends on who you are. Don't talk about me. Again, y'all know I talk about you back, and I may go on attack, or I may just get evening, or I may say I'm too grown for that. Nah, I want to stay immature. Don't want to grow up. Nah. Ah, but listen. Hey, shake your pom poms, shake your pom poms, shake your pom poms, shake your pom poms, Freddie. And always remember that, hey, you don't have to be a star, baby. You don't have to be a star. You don't have to be a star, baby, to be on our show. You don't have to be a star, baby, but come on and finish.
But you got to be bold.
Shake your pom poms. Shake your pom poms. Listen, you guys, change those postcards and come up with something that you know. Brown on Cleveland adding her 2 cents to y'all nonsense. Woo! Have a great evening, and I will talk.